Welcome to today's video. I know this channel is usually about tiny house, but winter here in Saskatchewan is so long and we are still waiting for the snow to melt. So we decided to use this time to explore different contents and share different parts of our life here. For example, lately I uploaded a video sharing the process of how I bought a brand new Canon M50 for 188 Canadian dollars, tax included. If you're interested to learn more about that, make sure you click on the top right corner to check out that video. Okay, back to today's topic. What is a language interpreter? When you first heard of that, what is in your head? Is it someone who is able to translate different languages? Sort of. So the proper definition of a language interpreter is a qualified professional who enables communication between people who speak or sign a different language. Does that sound like a job that any bilingual person can do? Well, in reality, depending on the situation, it can get more complicated than that, which means just being able to speak different languages is not enough to solve that issue. I'll explain more about that as the video goes on. Today's video is hoping to help you guys gain better understanding of what a language interpreter is and what do they do and what you should expect if you're interested in entering into this field. I am a Cantonese and Mandarin interpreter, and my target language is English. I have been working in the language interpreting field since 2018. I started as an on-site language interpreter, which means I got sent to the actual hospital or clinic or law office or courts or any kind of setting that require language interpreting service. Then 2020, the pandemic started. I transitioned my job into online work. Currently, I work as an over-the-phone language interpreter. Alright, before we dive right into the topic, I want to start it by showing you guys what my workspace looks like to help you guys get a basic image of what it's actually like working as a language interpreter. Okay, let's go. Okay, this is my workspace. It looks very simple. I just have a stand-up desk and I have a writing board for me to make quick notes and also have the function to erase sensitive personal information right away. And then also I have my work phone, which allows me to take calls in and out, and a headset. And I also have this reference guide below my desk to quickly check some medical terminology. Most of my calls coming from medical setting, and lots of times there are some tricky medical terms, or especially comes to prescription names. Those usually I need repetition or I need time to flick through my resource guide. And then for stuff that you don't see, of course, because I work from home, so I need a very stable and fast Wi-Fi. I need a private, enclosed, quiet room. I need my voice to be function normally. I need to be prepared to say whatever I heard, even though sometimes means yelling or shouting early in the morning. I need to be alertful all the time during my work. I need to be very sensitive to key information and be able to write it down right away. I need to be an excellent listener who also have excellent short-term memory and excellent note-taking skills. And also for language interpreter, when one party finished talking, it should just take them seconds to reconstruct that information into another language. That's just what is expected. So like I said earlier, just being bilingual is often not enough to do the job. Okay, for confidential reasons, I cannot record myself during work. So I am just going to talk about my experience working as an on-site interpreter and over-the-phone interpreter to let you guys get a better understanding what you should expect. As I said earlier, I started as an on-site interpreter which I found is a very rewarding job. I am really happy that I was able to use my skills to help other people, but I was not expecting to spend time on traffic, trying to find a parking spot at downtown, trying to find the right courtroom. All those things are a waste of time and the time that I do not get paid for. So I guess that's the downside for on-site language interpreter. The upside of it is actually you can go there in person and you will experience way more things, I think, than comparing to just over the phone. When I started as an over-the-phone language interpreter, I was not expected it to be so busy. It was so fast-paced. I basically just get seconds of break between calls. All the calls are back-to-back, and I barely get any chances to have a sip of water. That is something that is very stressful sometimes, and it took me a while to get used to it. But over the phone interpreting definitely is very, very efficient. It saved times for both the interpreter and also the doctors, the patients. For the call volume, it might be different depending on what language you speak. 80% of my calls comes from the United States, and most of them are from medical settings. As I said earlier, I'm a Cantonese and Mandarin interpreter. In the US market, the most demanding language for interpreting is Spanish, and then after that is Cantonese and Mandarin, and Vietnamese, Korean, French, German. The list can goes on, but I think after the top 5, the demand goes quite low after that. Another thing that I didn't expect while working as a language interpreter is you need to be really, really patient. I have lots of experience working with children aged from 6 months all the way to 14 years old. I consider myself a very patient person. But when I started working as a language interpreter over the phone, it pushes me into another level. Like, seriously, there is some elderly person with no English skills, very limited hearing, very limited vocabulary, and education level, which puts my job extremely difficult. And we have to spend time to explain some very, very basic concept, like what is Wi-Fi? Anyway, for those, I will leave it in another video explaining some interesting experience while working at this job. That's all for today's video. I hope you guys gain a better understanding of who a language interpreter is, what their job looks like, what you should expect if you want to become one. If you're interested in this type of content, so make sure you subscribe. If you have any questions, make sure you leave it in the comment section below. I will try my best to answer your questions. Thank you for watching. See you next time.